As always, my day starts the night before. I plan tomorrow's schedule, so I have a clear vision of the next day. I have 3 weeks until my real estate exam. I'm pretty clear about what to focus on, and I'm quite determined to pass it the first time. And now, off to bed. Good morning! Cannot believe that it's November already. We live in the Pacific Northwest, and this is the start of the rainy season. I love coffee any time of the year, but especially when it's cold and rainy outside. Thank goodness we have a Breville, which makes the most delicious Americano. I like to add a little bit of flavor to my coffee and rely on Starbucks creamer to jazz it up. It is so good. Now I review my schedule. Looks like a busy day ahead. Most importantly though, I make sure that I blocked off time for studying, including vocabulary, preparation webinar, and practice questions. It's cram time. Before the day starts, writing in a gratitude journal and visiting the vision board are musts. Right now, I'm quite clear about what the immediate vision is, and that is me holding a real estate license and closing my first deal. And I forgot our daughter's lunch, so I rush to the kitchen and make a quick pasta meal. She doesn't like to eat meat, so we give her protein pasta. In the meantime, and being the addict that I am, my second cup of Americano. Cheers! Lunch shouldn't be complicated. Butter noodle will do. A dash of Himalayan salt for flavor. For extra protein, a fried egg. The pan that we're using is from Simply Cow Phalong. We've had it for a year and I love it. Add some pretzels and an orange. The kiddos' lunch is done in under 15 minutes. Yay, it's get ready time. To remove excess makeup from the night before, I use Aveeno wipes. They're tough on dirt and makeup, but gentle on skin. I moisturize with Neutrogena Hydro Boost. The gel formula is cooling and light, and it hydrates well. I just repurchased the MAC Studio Scope Foundation. For me, it's a must-have. To ensure even distribution, I use the EcoTools Flat Brush. It's a great tool to have, and I love EcoTools' affordability and quality. By the way, don't forget your neck. I just purchased the NYX mascara. It works well. I love the formula and how it's easy to apply. Finally, a little blush and feeble attempt to tame my wild hair. I have a sales training at a nearby brokerage today. I want to look nice, and I go for a pinstripe shirt with a beautiful gold necklace. We all have our individual styles, and dressing in business casual is mine. Welcome to my wall of study plan. Since leaving a corporate job late in August, I've been studying for the real estate exam. Working as a real estate broker has always been in the plan. I worked a corporate job for the last 5 years just so I could save up and take this leap of faith. It's really scary, but it's also exciting. Okay, enough about that. Originally, I scheduled the test for December, but I don't want to waste time, so I moved it up to November 30th. That gives me about 25 days. In Washington, we have to get 90 credit hours of real estate school, and I've already acquired that. So now it's cram time, and instead of cramming blindly, I want to do it systematically, hence all this right behind me. What this is actually a big table. There are 25 columns for the 25 days before the exam, and each day is separated into 2 major sections. The top section, at least for me, is the most important, and their vocabulary. My goal is 10 a day, and the stretch goal is 15 a day, and my aim is to explain each concept clearly and concisely. These are the concepts that I will explain to my future clients, and I want to have confidence in what I say. Now, the next section of each day is reserved for quizzes, and they're separated into national and state. I need to pass both national and state in order to get licensed. So it's important to practice both on the same day. Here are my sources for quizzes. Rockwell Publishing. This is a loan from a friend, and he swears by Rockwell. Also, a book by PSI. This is the institution that I'm taking the test with. And last but not least, a book just for Washington. I also have 2 online sources. Number 1 is Quizlet. And number 2 is prep agent. Most of these quizzes are categorized by topics. My goal each day is to take one quiz within one topic from all of the 5 resources. The plan is to average the scores each day, and at about day 20, I'll go ahead and take the master practice exam, which most of the resources have, and if it's less than 90%, I'll reschedule the test. For this effort, here's my hashtag, and hopefully in about 25 days, the hashtag is going to come true. Now, let's get back to my day. It's webinar time. Since starting my membership at Prep Agent, I haven't missed a webinar yet. The information's great, of course, but I love the webinars for the engagement, and I love being challenged by the practice questions. It's like being on an agile team which has sorely missed. I try to engage as much as possible because showing up takes me to the finish line. During the webinar, I try to note unfamiliar vocabulary. I don't mind being wrong, but I love getting the answers right. Now I have a collection of concepts to work on, so I'd better get to it. A quick breakfast before heading out the door. I love peanut butter and Nutella, and especially Maranatha organic peanut butter. It's so creamy and smooth, the perfect spread. It is delicious. Even though I've lived in the Pacific Northwest for over 14 years, I still struggle with the weather. My Michael Kors belted jacket helps though. It's lined, insulated, and water repellent, and I love that it could be businessy and casual. I love my Coach slip-on loafers. They're great for when I'm in a rush, which is just about every day. It's important for me to pick the right brokerage to join. I want to be in an engaging, dynamic, and friendly environment, and that's why whenever I receive an invite from nearby brokerages, I always show up in person. Today's training is about analyzing the market, a lot of data and statistics, which I'm more comfortable with. Trainings are long, so I always bring a refreshment and a quick treat for afterwards. One thing I try to avoid is wasting time, and especially on lunch. So I try to have the quickest meal possible when I'm eating alone. Ready-made chicken fried rice is perfectly fine, and I add an egg to up the protein. Everything took about 5 minutes to make, and it looks edible. Well, edible enough. Not so bad. After lunch, I study again. So first thing first, vocabulary, I have 15. I separate the batch into 2 groups, good to go and not so good to go. I then do iterations of drills. If I don't know the word, it's under not so good to go. Then I'd review and drill again, review and drill again, rinse and repeat until I understand them all. Next, practice exams. This is my favorite because I love being challenged. I do workbooks first. Got about 80% today, I could do better. By the way, it helps to read the questions carefully. Now, moving on to online sources like Prep Agent. Looks like I have a lot to improve on. Now, a quick retro. So I just completed an array of practice questions, national and Washington specific. For national, the focus was on contract. I scored about 70%. The average score was disappointing today. It was about 60. I'm disappointed in myself, but that's okay. I'll try harder. Tonight, I'll go back and review what I missed, and I'll take it again tomorrow. But for now, I need a break, and it's time to work out. A few quick exercises while watching a thriller called Black Phone, which I highly recommend. Next, make dinner for the kiddos. On the menu tonight, udon and tofu. We use unagi sauce, and it is delicious. I promised our girls that I'd support them in their cookie business. They bake and bag after homework and sell them door to door at nearby neighborhoods. They used to cry when they get rejected. Now they just move on. Oh my God, it's freezing outside. We're proud of their tenacity. Immediately after, I have a meeting. It just started sleeting and I am so not excited. This calls for heavy-duty boots, specifically my Hunters. They're made for tough weather. Nonprofit leadership is a lot of work, but I enjoy the service, being able to solve different problems, and meeting various types of people. At night, I want to spend time with the little one. She's expressive like me and appreciates being listened to. Now I work on my video script with whatever creative juice I've left. I promised myself I would, and I need to keep my commitment. Most importantly though, because the real estate exam's close, I review vocab and missed questions. It's quite a list and I have to review tomorrow as well. Now my daily ritual of planning the next day. Pretty standard. Goal setting, time blocking, and tasking everything out. Looks like a busy day tomorrow. I better get to bed. Good night.